Hey, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 20 of Awards Season Reviews Season 3. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering many of the films contending for awards recognition this awards season. Now, as we know, many of the films I'm talking about may still be in theaters or be getting re released soon, so all the information I give you is current within 7 days of posting and recording, which is including information regarding the critical response, box office information, its awards run so far, my predictions on potential nominations or the wins that it could get, depending as we move on through the season. And as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever important and informative Where Can I Watch It 2024 spreadsheet, where you can see the nominations and wins for all the different awards season shows, as well as see how to watch all of the nominated films. So, today we are at the penultimate day of Doc Week. We've been looking at 7 documentaries this week vying for awards contention. Some have already won at ceremonies, such as the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, the British Independent Film Awards, the International Documentary Association Awards, and varied critics' circles. Other nominations are coming out for these films as we go, and we know they're still waiting to hear if they are going to get one of those coveted spots for Oscar night when they make the announcements in January. So, a lot of the topics that I've been talking about this week, and a friend of mine called me to chat with me and said that they've been a little heavy, and are all of the documentaries this year so heavy? Well, many of them, yes, but there are some that are not. And today I'm going to bring you one that, while it may tear at your heartstrings, it is going to make you feel so good you will soar like a bird or a plane, and maybe just make you feel super. Okay, that was a little cheesy, I know, but I couldn't help myself. And as you know, you can see from the poster image over my shoulder, I am discussing Warner Brothers Pictures' Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Written by the team of Otto Burnham and the co directors Ian Bonhôte and Peter Ettedgui, the film had a small release as part of a 2 day Fathom event earlier this fall, and then had a limited theatrical run shortly after that. Now, despite those runs, there is no box office information posted in our usual go to source, Box Office Mojo. However, there are both critical and audience scores available on Rotten Tomatoes, and both of them numbers, for I think the first time in a while, if ever this season, they are exactly the same. From 98 critical reviews and over 500 audience reviews, the film sits on both sides with a certified fresh score of 98%. Now, the film was a big winner at the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, where it swept all 6 categories that it was nominated for, including Best Documentary Feature, Best Archival Documentary, Best Biographical Documentary, Best Director, Best Editing, and Best Score. It was also named one of the top 5 documentaries of the year by the National Board of Review. It was nominated for Best Feature Documentary at the British Independent Film Awards, and is a recent nominee for Outstanding Producer of Documentary Motion Pictures by the Producers Guild of America. Now, at first glance, you would assume, especially by this poster and the title, that this documentary is solely about Reeves' time as the Man of Steel, but there is so much more to it than that. Told in a non-linear storyline, we are going to see glimpses into Reeves's early life as a young child, the challenges he went through growing up being a child of divorce, and the strains that this would put on his familial relationships both as a child and as an adult. Then we follow him to Juilliard, where we see him develop close friendships with his classmates, such as the famous friendship he had with Robin Williams, and build towards taking the role that all the big names were after, but Richard Donner took the chance on this unknown when he got to play the Man of Steel himself, Superman. And the toll that this role and that quick stardom took on his life, his post Superman career, which didn't always reach and stay as high as that man was flying, and goes into the tragic horse riding accident that occurred in 1995. But then we don't just end there. The documentary also covers the work he did after the accident and continues to discuss the work that is being continued in his name by his family after his untimely death in 2004. In between all of this, we learn about Reeves' relationships, his life as a parent, and look at his work as an activist. Apart from all of the specifics, I feel like there isn't too much more to include in a summary here, because I don't want to list all of those particulars, because I mean it was truly fascinating for me to learn them, because This was a man who, in some ways, I kind of knew some of the public perception, but not always what was going on behind the scenes. And that's really what makes this film so incredible to see. Now, in addition to the subject matter, what made this documentary work really well was, and I understand the win at the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, Otto Burnham did a really nice job editing all the pieces of footage, which includes archival footage from, Reeve and his family home movies, film clips from the various work he did throughout his career, news footage, and a slew of currently made for this documentary talking head interviews with his family members, including his children who are carrying on his work, Will Reeve, Alexandra Reeve Givens, and Matthew Reeve, as well as the many peers that he worked with and had relationships with who reflect on their time with him, including Susan Sarandon, Whoopi Goldberg, Jeff Daniels, and all the various individuals who worked with Reeve and his family in their charity work. Reeve was a man who really touched many and left an indelible mark on those he leaves behind. And that's what this documentary seeks to show. When the accident happened, a lot of the headlines said, Superman can no longer fly, and they painted it as a big tragedy. But what this documentary seeks to show is that that wasn't the end, and that he really was the man of steel. Everything that was thrown at him, every challenge, he tried to prove that he was that bulletproof man who could get up. And even sometimes, we feel like we're getting hit with a lot of information. It's all serving the story of the man that was behind this work that was done. I think it is very conceivable that when the announcements are made for the Oscar nods, I do believe that Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, could possibly get one of those five nominations, recognizing him and the work he's done. We know there is some Academy love for Christopher Reeve. The documentary touches on his appearance at the Oscars, the famed one when he appeared in his wheelchair. So I do think we could likely hear this one named. Given that it was also named by the British Independent Film Awards, it could possibly also enter the documentary race for the BAFTAs as well. Aside from the documentary nomination, I don't know if the film has enough to enter other potential category races, but that's not to belittle what and how powerful the film this was. For me, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, is a 5-star film that gives an honest portrayal of the man who helped a lot of people find the hero within that inspired so many. Now, if you would like to catch it, the film is currently streaming on Max, and you can catch that with a subscription. So I got a little tongue tied there. Um, that's where I'm going to actually end this one. There it is. 20 films down. We are plugging right along. We have 77 left to go. As always, if you like what you heard here today, please click that subscribe button, like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Again, find lots of great info at my website, cinephilemike.com. Please comment on social media. Let me know what films you'd like me to hear that are awards contenders for Feel Good Week as we get into the holidays. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Until next time, everyone, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.